If you're watching this, you're probably a fan of Evo 8s. You may even have an Evo 8 or Evo 9, and if so, I do have something pretty cool for you guys. I am giving away the entire turbo kit off of my Evo 8. This is the setup that made over 500 wheels, a 57mm dual ball bearing AGT turbo with a JMF manifold and downpipe, ETS lower intercooler pipe, ETS intake, with the fuel system a Walbro 450 and a set of FIC 1650s, also including the oil pan, which is converted to a 10AN for the Dash 10 oil return line. Every $3 you spend on the website gets you one entry to take all of this home, and if you are the winner and you don't want this, you can also choose $3,000 in cash. I tell you what guys, if it's not one thing, it's another with these kind of builds. So this is my highly modified 2003 Evo 8. Fully built motor, sequential transmission, 68mm turbo, and the car made 787 wheel horsepower and over 600 foot-pounds of torque. Now we have been through the ringer with this car. It's been a full restoration, and I thought we had all of the little kinks and issues and bugs worked out. But after yesterday and trying to convince my wife how cool a sequential transmission is, we have developed another little problem, and I think it's been a problem for a while. It's just more extensive now. You guys see the cardboard, and there's only one reason why you should put cardboard underneath your Evo, and that's because your Evo has a pretty nice little oil leak. And obviously the last thing I want to do is stain a brand new garage floor with Evo 8 engine oil, which as you can see, I already did, but just a little bit. It's not that bad. So I got the car up in the lift, and right away you can see this thing starts leaking. With the car up in the air, this is what I see. The pan is wet, so initially I suspected it was a leaky oil pan because these Morso pans are a little bit hard to seal. But then if you start looking up, you can see the timing cover is a little bit wet, and it looks like the culprit's right up in here. So I'm suspecting the front case or the oil pump cover gasket is leaking a bit of oil, which of course is not a fun job whatsoever. And the reason is because all of the timing components have to come off. So I have the car torn down enough to get the timing cover off. The timing components are still on, and I'm trying to pinpoint what exactly is leaking, and unfortunately I cannot pinpoint it. So I'm gonna reseal the oil filter housing, the oil pump itself, new front crank seal, oil pump seal, reseal the oil pan, literally reseal everything in this general area. All the fittings that go onto the oil pump housing, all these fittings here, every little thing that's in this area is getting resealed. And if that doesn't fix it, then I guess I'll put a K-series in it because those don't have any issues. A few hours later, the engine is torn down, oil pump is off, pan is off, everything will be completely resealed. And if that doesn't take care of the issue, well, nothing will. The car is complete enough to go ahead and add engine oil, slap on the filter, and run it. And now that everything is cleaned up, we should be able to tell fairly easily if anything is going to leak. And if it doesn't leak, we'll be good to go to completely assemble the entire car. Hearing this thing with the downpipe off is tempting me to do a hood exit. I'm not going to, but it definitely sounds super freaking cool. All right, fired it up, built a bunch of oil pressure. I'm gonna let it now sit for like an hour just to make sure nothing starts even weeping in the slightest, and then we can reassemble and move forward with the project. Now, while we let this thing take a nap, I'm not gonna just sit around waiting for it to leak oil. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the sub harness, you could call it. From the factory, the engine harness and the ABS and all that is one. And being that we went to the Nexus with a custom engine harness, our ABS, AC control, alternator control, starter control, and the wiper motor are on a second harness. Now that I know all that works properly, we can go ahead, pull that harness off and get it fully loomed. And then this bay will be looking proper. This here is what we ended up with. That looks much better. The car didn't leak any oil for hours, so now it is 100% back together and we can move on. I did 2 new mods that I didn't record. Number 1, I went to an ETS catback exhaust. The Tomei was cool and it sounded nice, but in my opinion, the ETS sounds better. The second mod, and if you guys followed me on Instagram, you'd have seen this. I went ahead and installed the new UC10 Dash from Heltec. Currently loaded up, I have the Huracan Performante like cluster, but you can do a million, literally a million, infinity amounts of different displays on the new UC10, including replicating the OEM Evo 8. Tonight, I'm gonna leave this on here. I'm gonna drive the car back home, back to the house, park it in the new garage just to see if it's gonna leak some oil after we drive it. The moment of truth. When I pulled it in last night, I slid under some cardboard. Dude, no leaks. And we beat on this car last night. I probably did like 8 pulls. 8 back-to-back pulls, because I was annoyed. The Evo is finally officially 100% leak-free. No leaks from the gearbox, no leaks from the engine, no leaks from anything on the car. Which means we can move on to the next item, the next modification that I've been wanting to do on this setup. You're probably thinking, Devin, the car is perfect. You got the sequential, you have the built engine, the car makes 800 wheel, and it's perfect. What else could you do? There's one thing I've been wanting to do, but I couldn't do until the oil leak was fixed, and that is a race plate. What is a race plate? It's a very, very nice, beefy aluminum under tray, under panel, skid plate. I didn't find a single manufacturer here in the United States that makes a nice aluminum skid plate for the 8s like you do for the Evo 10s. So I had to order this one from Thailand. It came from Thailand. And she definitely wasn't very cheap. I had to spend $640 on this. But it looks really, really nice. So when I built this car, I kind of cheaped out. I bought non-OEM inner fenders. They fit okay. They don't fit perfect. So if I'm gonna put this race plate on, they attach to the inner fenders. I went ahead and picked up a brand new set of OEM inner fenders so everything can fit perfect. One thing I love about brand new OEM Mitsubishi fenders, I don't know if another manufacturer does this, but they include all of the OEM hardware. All finished up with the under tray installation, and this thing fits super nice on this car. I was worried that it wasn't going to clear the giant Moroso pan that we have, but these brackets they include drop this thing down about an inch everywhere. So you can see there is a good solid ½ inch underneath the pan to the plate. I did mention earlier the price, 600 bucks and some change. A little more on the spendy side, but dang, that thing was well worth it. Safe to say this thing is finally 100% complete. Now before I go beat on this car too much and ruin this perfect paint job, I do want to get a full entire PPF installed on the car. So if you're local, if you're in the area and you have a PPF shop, let me know. I would love to drop this thing off.